Hey everyone. Well, it's been a busy week here for us running around. There's going to be a lot of videos this week. We've got the UFC or the UFC. I just woke up. The Chicago Sports Spectacular video I put up last night at like midnight. So be sure to check that out. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool cards in there. Some athletes, wrestlers, opening cards in a hotel. It was fun. The reason why I popped in today, and it's a little bit different format, you can see there's a spreadsheet here. I basically took the tops list and I went through it with a fine tooth comb to figure out what is the actual best box to use to get the desired card out, and also what is the rarest card that you can get. So, my initial thoughts on this were like, oh, probably it's going to be a super fractor of Conor McGregor, Khabib, that. Turns out that's not the case. It's way different. So, it towards the end of the video, it's not a long video. I'll show you exactly what the best cards are, the best series of cards, what the real rarity is of them, and the best box to pull them from if you're trying to go for those. So basically, what I did here was I went through and I said, how can we compare all the boxes? And there is a little bit of an assumption put in here on the value or the cost of the boxes. So you can see over here, the top line here is the cost of these boxes. So hobby box, 250. Give now we can change these numbers, we can debate them, but I need a number that I can put in that's about right. And I think 250 is where we're at right now. Breaker Delight boxes, if you never heard of them, I wasn't really sure what they were either. So Topps makes these packs. It's a box with one pack in it, kind of like a UFC striking box. But in that pack, there's no base cards. So they'll have just like all parallels, autos, stuff like that. Sounds really interesting, and I called some people who do baseball and they've seen these things, and I said, what do they cost? And they said it's normally a little bit less expensive than hobby, because the way they view it is like, yeah, there's no base cards, but maybe it's not as many like deep hits. There's like a certain level to it, and we'll get into that because I was able to kind of figure it out. There's another pack on here which I haven't seen for sale yet, a Mega Hobby Box. And a Mega Hobby Box is essentially like same thing I called baseball people, Topps people, and they said it's like a bigger hobby box that has maybe like a guaranteed auto or some more cards in it, but they're more expensive. So I said how much more, and what I saw was that for Topps baseball right now, and the price points are different, so it may not correlate perfectly. One hobby box of Topps is like $100. The Mega Hobby is 200. So I said, okay, well, double sounds like a lot. I'll do a little less. So I went from 250 to 500, went a little less, 450. Might be 400, might be less, might be more, but that's my point. And so that's one point that we'll have to just keep in mind. The other ones we know, these are value boxes or blaster boxes. And blaster boxes, and then also mega boxes, same thing, they're for sale in the UFC store right now, which I encourage you to get because the prices look very good to me. I'm also drinking coffee right now because I've been pumping videos out, and I've got like 4 videos to do this week. It's going to be very busy. So, there's one thing on here too you may never have seen. This list is confusing if you the first time you look at it. Value Box EA, Value Box SE. What's the difference? The difference is that EA and SE, and I don't know what it stands for, but we'll go to different retail chains or different retail distributors. So EA maybe is like Excel distribution and SE is like Southern distribution. I don't know, but it's going to be like a Target and Walmart is the best way I can describe it. And Target will have like a green parallel, and Walmart will have like a purple parallel. And so, believe it or not, the different retail stores actually get slightly different odds. Not wild or anything, nothing shocking, but they are a little different. So I'll show you. Megabox EA and SC is going to be the same thing. So these, if you buy them, there's EA and SC. On the UFC store, I ordered as many as I could, for obvious reasons, and it doesn't tell you. So we'll have to decipher that as we go. It may be printed somewhere in the box. So you can see in the spreadsheet, there's a lot of highlighted numbers, a lot of math. Feel free to pause it. I'm happy to share it. It's not a secret, but I'll explain what I did here. So in a way to evaluate what the best options are, and also the real rarity of these cards, I have a price point for every box, and Topps actually will give you the odds of pulling every box. So they say if you want a 1954 Topps parallel, there's 101. So that means there's one in every hobby box. There's 1 in 11 in every Breaker Delight box, which also kind of makes sense because the Breaker Delight box is less expensive and should have worse odds. At least that's how I thought this went, and then it changes. So then we look at something that's a little less common. Let's look at like a Topps Gold Refractor. This is a 1 in 28 chance in a hobby box, and a 1 in 163 chance in the Breaker Delight box. Fine. So what I did in these highlighted boxes is I said, what does that correlate to in terms of money for me to get a 1% chance of pulling that card? So how much money do I have to spend to have a mathematical 1% chance to pull the card? So what I do is I take the amount of the box, and then I multiply it by however many boxes you need. So here you need 28. So 250 times 28, and then I multiply that by 1%, and that spits out $70. So if I want to get a 1954 Topps Gold Refractor, I would need to spend on average $70 for a 1% chance to get that card. And then I do the same thing here. And these parallels in particular are only available in hobby and Breaker Delight boxes. So then the difference in the colors here is blue is just like where I was marking them and doing math. Green is which one is the most cost effective. So if someone said, you have an unlimited amount of money, gun to your head, you need to pull this as fast as possible, you would say, I want to buy a hobby box because you have the best dollar per odd on the hobby box. So here, $70 for a 1% chance, Breaker Delight, $326 for a 1% chance. That's a big difference. Now, I don't know how many guys are going to be specifically hunting the 54 gold, but I said we all care about the 101s. That's for sure. And what's really interesting is all 101s are not created equal. Some of these 101s have crazy odds, and some of them have like pretty mundane odds. So we're going to get into that too. I'll show a little bit, and then I'll explain what we got here. I have another page with all the details. So here's the first superfractor on the list, 1954 Topps Superfractor. You can see this card has a 1 in 1431 chance. So it's 1,431 boxes. And that many boxes, you should get one 1954 Superfractor. There's probably 200 plus because it's one for every fighter. And the Breaker Delight box, it's 1 in 6,000 boxes. So we multiply it by the math, we do 1%. Because the odds are almost 5 times worse on the Breaker Delight box, you would have to spend $12,000 to have a 1% chance in a Breaker Delight box. You'd spend $2,800 for a 1% chance in a hobby box. Okay? So that's kind of the difference. So these orange boxes, just for clarity, are going to be the winner in a Superfractor, and the green will be the winner in all others. So as we scroll down, you'll see, again, it's Hobby, Breaker Delight, Mega, blasters, 2 blasters in the middle, 2 megas at the end. And you'll see that there's one other trend, is that, like here, the AKA Superfractor, $3,466 for a 1% chance. Breaker Delight, $12,000. So you would never buy Breaker Delight boxes trying to get that card. But what the trend is I think it was in every case. Instead of maybe one where there's only one parallel. Whatever the winner is for the Superfractor is also the winner for everything else in the set. So if you say Hobby's the best way to go for an AKA Superfractor, it's also the best way to go for the Refractor, the Red Refractor, the Gold Refractor, the Black Refractor, everything. And you can see that across the board. The only instance where is different in 1 or 2 vague situations is the really, really low-end ones where it's like 199 of them might be like the same in the Breaker Delight, but everything else falls the same way. So if you want AKA cards, Hobby's the way to go. Allen Ginter, I don't even really understand what they are. There's like a hot dog card. These are best to go for in a value box. So in a blaster, and the value boxes, you'll see like these two right here, they have virtually identical odds. So here, if you want the Allen Ginter Black, it's 1 in 598 boxes in the EA blaster, 1 in 593 in the SE. So it's very, very similar. Either one would be fine. But you certainly don't want like the Mega Hobby, where it's a 1 in 4,300 chance, and it's like 15 times the price. So this is the difference. This is what I wanted to share with people. If there's something you're looking for, there's certain boxes you should go for. So the Superfractor Allen Ginter, you can see here, if you go with this EA blaster, it's 1,700. The SE is 1,800. It's very similar. The others are 22K, which you don't want, and 3,000, 3,000 for mega boxes. So if you're looking for an Allen Ginter Superfractor or high-end card, you want to buy blasters. Which is interesting because they made it so that certain packs have certain desirable outcomes, but some do not. Okay, here. So these are regular refractors, like just serial numbered player cards, kind of like a Prism serial number. You can see here, the Breaker Delight box is actually the best. Now, it's extremely close, though, to the Hobby. So if you look at like the Mega Hobby, it's 100, the Blasters are 11. Hobby is kind of in this like just maybe 20% more, but it's still really good odds. You on average, if you're trying to get a blue card to 75, there's one out of every 4 boxes. You're looking at $10 for 1% chance. It's a really low number relative to like 22K for a hot dog card. So we keep going. I didn't do every last one, but I did do every Superfractor. So the hobby boxes, it goes on though, becomes the better bet. The higher end ones, the odds get better on hobby. Breaker's Delight kind of falls short. So we look at that. So all the Superfractors from 199 to 1, hobby's the best way to go. Best one. Breaker Delight's close. Blasters are about double the odds. Double the cost, I should say. Here we have brick by brick. These are all going to be like an insert. The best one here is the blaster. So if you want brick by brick inserts, 101s, blasters. Here we have Chrome rookie autographs. This one I was really surprised by. So any of these autographs here, Chrome rookie autograph, refractor, all the different parallels, it's all in the Mega Box. Mega Box is by far the best way to get a Chrome rookie auto. You can see here it's like 13,000 in hobby, 6,000 in Breaker Delight, 22 in the Mega Box. But here you go to the this, it's about a third the price of a blaster. These Mega Boxes are the best bet for Chrome rookie auto. You keep going down here. It's a slightly different type of Mega Box, different. It's Walmart, Target, whatever, but it's still Mega Box is the way to go. It's in fact these are the same, but the 101 Chrome Veteran autograph still the Mega Box. Countdown Superfractor. This is going to be in hobby. It's all hobby exclusive actually. Embedded Superfractor. We're looking at blasters again, and these blasters are a little funny because this one, the SE box, is way cheaper and way better odds than the EA. So TBD exactly which brands those are, but keep that one in mind. That is one difference. Fired Up. This is an interesting one. This is going to come out of a blaster. The cost in the blaster is the best. In the Mega Hobby, it's 30,000. In this, I'm sorry, it's 5,000. And here it's 6. You can see some of these Mega Boxes are like 54. Was it 9,000? I mean, really, really like high odds in that one. Fist of Fury hobby exclusive. Future Star autographs and refractors coming out of Mega Box. So that's like could be a big rookie hit. That's a Mega Box card only. The price in hobby is 13,700 for a 1% chance. In the Mega Box, it's 2,200. Generation Now hobby exclusive. Hall of Fame autographs hobby exclusive. Hidden Gems, International Flair hobby exclusive. Sorry, there's Breaker Box too, but the odds are terrible. Main Event Auto is hobby. Marks of Champions hobby. Octagon Legend autographs and all the refractors. Mega Box is the way to go all day. So you can see right here the Superfractor in all the boxes. Significantly better odds to pull it out of a Mega Box than any other product. So Octagon Legend autographs, Mega Box. Path Blazer Superfractor. Don't forget this one. This name is going to be important later. Path Blazer Superfractor is going to come out of a blaster. Representing Superfractor hobby, Supergiant hobby, They exist in Breaker Delight, but the odds are not as good. They're off by like a third or more. Tail the Tape Hobby. Mega Box is going to be UFC Signature Superfractor. And the last one is a Youthquake, which is a hobby only. So one thing I really like about this is if I said, well, I want rookie autos, you can say, okay, no problem. Let's take a look at that. The rookie autos, Octagon Legends, Marks of Champions, and rookies are somewhere up here. So Hall of Fame, it's the next one. Future Stars. Future Stars, and there's also Chrome Rookies. So if you want Chrome Rookies, and you say, hey, I'm big on rookies. I want to get was it Miguel Torres? I think it's Miguel Torres is the guy who's 4-0 now, rookie class. I want a Miguel Torres Chrome rookie, maybe a super factor or like something of red 1 to 5. Your best dollar spent is a Megabox EA. And I'll find out what the EA and the SC is. I've been asking people, no one seems to really know exactly, but I'll figure it out and I'll put it out there. But that's it. And if you don't buy that one and you buy the Megabox SC, it's still fine. You're talking like less than 1% of 1% difference. But this is the best bet, the Megabox. So if that's the card you want, you go for the Megabox. If you like veterans, if you say, I don't like this rookie class, which I've heard, go for veterans. You're going to be looking at Megaboxes too. That's actually great. It's great that they've put into the blasters, and this right here, the fired up. I thought it said fried, but fired up. Anyways, it's great. There's different hits in different products, and there's different odds. So look up what you want, watch the video, think about it, look at it again, put it on there. You'll be able to figure it out. But now I'm going to tell you something really cool. I figured out what the most expensive card in the whole case is, a general print run, everything. So here, series run. Here we go, sheet 2. Don't jump ahead. Okay, so here's the most 101s per box. You see this right here. So out of all of the 101s, the most economical way, because you can buy a blaster and get a 101 that you would get in a hobby, but the most economical way, dollars spent for percentage, is hobby with 14, which is good because that seems like it should make sense. Breaker's Delight does not have a single 1 of 1 that is more economical than any other product, which is really interesting. And I think they offset that with a little better odds on like refractors and with kind of like mid to higher end autos. Stuff numbered 25, 10, things like that. But as far as a 101 is concerned, it's literally the worst. Mega Hobby, also the same problem. Too expensive, not any particular hits in it. Also, I'm estimating the number of $450. If that number comes out to be 300, it could change and have a couple in there. But even with what I looked at, it's not so involved throughout the spreadsheet that it would suddenly change to like 8. So it may become more like a blaster or something, but right now it's zip. Mega value, that should just say mega, but mega and blasters both have 5. So I think it's cool. There's 5 hits in the mega and 5 hits in the value, 101s, that are the most economical way to get those hits. You might get it in a hobby, you might get it in a Breaker Delight, but that's the best way. So the fact that we have the best way is ripping blasters and megas is super fun. I like that a lot. I think it's very, very smart. Best card, sorry for that, my phone's beeping. Best card possible. This was what I thought. So me just saying, hey, like, if it was me, and I asked a few people, I go, what do you think the best card in the whole set is? You go 101 with like a big name, so like a refractor, and the 101 auto refractor would be the best ones, we thought. So I looked it up, and we were able to figure it out. And here's the list of the actual, in order, most valuable cards for dollars spent for a 1% chance. And you can see my idea was way off. Base card Superfractor is literally the easiest one to get. And then I don't know if it's his base card auto in here, but Chrome Veteran Autograph that comes out of Hobby, UFC Signature Superfractor, that's probably like the next one I'd think. These are literally at the bottom. And this is the big difference, everyone. So unlike Panini, where if you had a 101 Khabib and you go, this card's worth $5,000 and it's a Prism 101 or whatever, and you said, I have a Khabib insert, like what's like like a bonus machine insert, 101. That one's worth 800 or like 1200. We historically think that the card from the base set is worth significantly more money, and inserts are worth less. Well, this is about to be totally upside down. So if we go up the list, you can see all these like base cards that are Chrome Rookie Auto, Octagon Legend. Not that they're bad, you obviously still want them. And these are $2,251 for a 1% chance to just buy it outright. Brick by Brick, Countdown, Tail the Tape, Generation Now, Representing Superfactor. Now we're at 4,000. I don't know what a representing superfactor is. It's some kind of like an insert or like a case hit. Could be like a Firestorm out of select blasters. Main Event Auto, 4,000. Embedded, Marks of Champion, so it's another Champion Auto. Hall of Fame Auto. But now we start getting into like serious dough, like Fist of Fury, 5,400, 1% chance. Supergiant is one that they talk about as being like a case hit. We're still not at the top. We're at 5,800. Fired Up Superfactor. Youthquake is another big one that they advertise. That's like a hit out of hobby. You can see all the boxes are here on the side too. So if there's one you want, you can just look at this list. 8,200, 1% chance. International Flair, 9,000. But look at this. All of a sudden there's like a 3x jump. Pathblazer Superfractor, $30,000 for a 1% chance to pull that card outright out of a hobby box. This will be the most expensive card out. So if you see, and feel free to use the list, because if you say, hey, there's a couple 101s for sale on eBay, and you're looking at pricing, you can use this list and figure out ahead of somebody who just pulled it and is putting up what the relative price range is. Because you know that these base superfractors now are literally the cheapest and easiest to get. They're plentiful. They're the most plentiful 101 there is. So if it's just a base card 101, yeah, normally we go, yeah, that's the one we want. That's the best one. It's not. These are the high end ones. Anything in this like 5K and up range, really these three, let's say four, these are the most expensive ones. Fired Up Superfractor, Youthquake Superfractor, International Flair Superfractor, Pathblazer Superfractor. And if you see a Pathblazer card for sale, it doesn't matter if it's got a bullet hole in it. You should still buy it and grade it. Because this card, the rarity of this card, is the equivalent of like almost everything else on the list combined. It might actually, it's not quite, but it almost is. This is almost as rare as every other card on the list. That's the true hit. Pathblazer Superfractor. That's the true hit. And the last thing I got over here is I was trying to break it down for how many boxes they were going to produce and then come up with what each card in the set is worth and what each 101 is actually worth in terms of dollars that you could sell. I ran out of time. And also it got a little bit tricky because there were like moving variables. But I do think they're making about 21,000 boxes a hobby. And I was able to just extract it based on the ratios. So that's it. Couple things. There's a rookie list that I just put up on Instagram at UFC Breaks. You'll find me on there. There's a list. I didn't make it. I wrote, I think, I forgot the guy's name. But I put his name on there. So you can check that out. It's got a list of every rookie, allegedly, that's in the rookie class. And he put the win-loss ratio of them in the UFC on there. So it's kind of an interesting read. EA and SE variants, I'll get back to everyone on. Break, last call for the break. This week there's going to be a bunch more videos. We're doing a full case of Hobby Chrome. I think it's going to be Thursday night. We'll do the break. So if you're in the break or you want a spot in the break, we're doing one hobby box. That's going to be on Friday night. And there's going to be a one box review too. So there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out, like 3 more videos before Friday night. And it's going to be a busy week. And then next week I'll be taking off for a few minutes because I'm just taking off a week. But this is it. So we got a lot to look forward to. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about this, if you think it's right or wrong, you can still enter for the giveaway for March. We're giving away a box of Undercard Prism 2023. And I saw it just went up to $110. So somebody's going to win that. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe, and you're in. And after the last video in March, we'll have the Nightbot run through and randomly pick a winner who does those 3 things. So I'll be seeing everyone later tonight. We have our full case of Prism 2022 blasters opening. That'll be coming up at 8 o'clock tonight. This will come out sometime today. And then we'll start ripping hobby, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.